Footage has recently surfaced showing Justin Gaethje wrestling a stranger on a golf course, and it's quickly gone viral. Fans who follow Gaethje know he often likes to unwind from fighting by playing golf, but this time he managed to mix both of his passions in a rather unexpected way. In the video circulating online, Gaethje can be seen grappling with a much larger man right on the fairway. Despite the size difference, it didn't take long for Gaethje to take him down and make him tap out with ease. The clip captures the moment perfectly, showing his natural wrestling instincts and competitive spirit. It's unclear what led to the spontaneous match, but the scene drew laughter and surprise from people nearby. Some fans are even speculating whether there might have been a friendly wager involved, considering how relaxed and playful the moment seemed. What makes this incident even more interesting is that it comes shortly after Gaethje spoke in an interview about his wrestling roots. In the interview, which was shared on social media, he recalled how his early career was built entirely on his wrestling ability. He revealed that he went 5-0 in amateur MMA before ever taking a striking class. Gaethje explained that it wasn't until his 5th amateur fight, when he was almost knocked out, that he realized he needed to learn striking. That's when he met his longtime coach, Trevor Whitman, who helped him evolve into the elite fighter he is today. Looking back at his early days, it's impressive to see how far Gaethje has come. Although wrestling was the foundation of his fighting career, he rarely uses it in modern competition. Instead, he's become one of the most feared and entertaining strikers in the UFC's lightweight division. His aggressive style and willingness to engage in wars have made him a fan favorite, even if he doesn't rely on his wrestling as much as he once did. Still, the golf course footage is a funny reminder that his grappling skills are very much alive and as sharp as ever. Whether in the octagon or on the fairway, Justin Gaethje continues to show why he's one of the most dynamic fighters in the sport. Gabriel Bonfim has fired back at critics in the MMA community who were unhappy with the way his latest fight ended. Many fans and analysts voiced frustration over the referee's stoppage in his main event bout against Randy Brown. Bonfim, however, strongly defends the referee's decision, insisting that the stoppage was completely justified. The Brazilian welterweight faced Brown in Saturday's headliner and delivered a brutal knee to his opponent's jaw in the second round. The impact dropped Brown instantly, prompting the referee to step in and wave off the fight. Although Brown appeared to be covering up and attempting to recover, Bonfim maintains that his opponent was already unconscious. Speaking to reporters afterward, Bonfim confidently stated that Brown was out cold, saying he saw his eyes roll back into his head and knew the fight was over. Despite Bonfim's explanation, not everyone agrees. Several figures in the MMA community, including analyst Adam Martin, argued that the stoppage came too early, noting that Brown was still moving and defending himself when the referee intervened. Even UFC bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili echoed that sentiment, calling it an early stoppage and suggesting Brown should have been given more time to recover. The debate only intensified when Bonfim received a $50,000 performance of the night bonus for his victory, which many felt was undeserved given the controversy surrounding the finish. Meanwhile, another storyline from the same event added emotional weight to the discussion. Chris Padilla, who had defeated Bonfim's brother Ismael earlier in the evening, made a heartfelt plea for a bonus of his own. In his post-fight interview, Padilla revealed that his family has been facing financial hardships and that his mother is currently living in a trailer. He became visibly emotional while speaking about his struggles, explaining that he fights not for fame but to provide for his family and make life better for his mother. Despite his emotional appeal and impressive performance, Padilla did not receive a bonus, which sparked further criticism toward the UFC's reward decisions. Bonfim, on the other hand, celebrated his victory and the extra cash prize, expressing pride in his performance and the work that led to his success. The situation has divided fans and fighters alike, with some supporting Bonfim's stance that the stoppage was fair and others believing that Brown and Padilla deserved better. Islam Makhachev's upcoming fight with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322 is one of the most anticipated matchups of the year, and there's growing debate about how the former lightweight champion plans to approach it. Many fans and analysts believe Makhachev will rely heavily on his wrestling and grappling to secure a victory. However, recent footage and statements suggest that he might be preparing to strike more than people expect. In the official UFC Countdown episode, Makhachev confidently declared that while his wrestling and grappling are superior, he's also capable of striking with anyone. He promised to prove on November 15 that he's the best fighter in the world, showcasing a complete skill set that includes both ground control and striking precision. Jack Della Maddalena, on the other hand, has no shortage of confidence going into this bout. The Australian welterweight champion stated that his advantage lies in being a better all-around mixed martial artist. He believes he can break Makhachev and take his pound-for-pound spot. Despite his confidence, Della Maddalena made it clear that he doesn't plan to engage much in grappling exchanges, acknowledging Makhachev's elite wrestling background. Instead, his strategy focuses on maintaining distance, using his striking and movement to keep Makhachev at bay, and exploiting openings on the feet. He emphasized that distance and footwork will be key to his success, as he feels that's where his biggest advantage lies. Della Maddalena's recent performance against Belal Muhammad at UFC 315 has boosted his confidence. In that fight, he was able to neutralize Muhammad's wrestling and score a dominant victory, ending his opponent's reign and solidifying himself as one of the division's most dangerous strikers. Reflecting on that bout, he mentioned that it served as the perfect preparation for facing a grappling-heavy opponent like Makhachev. He explained that going 5 rounds against a relentless wrestler gave him the experience and composure he needed for a challenge of this magnitude. Some fighters and analysts believe Della Maddalena has the tools to pose a real threat to Makhachev, especially if the fight stays standing. However, others argue that Makhachev's wrestling and ability to control the pace will ultimately be too much. Interestingly, Della Maddalena doesn't think Makhachev will struggle moving up to welterweight, suggesting the lighter weight cuts might make him even stronger and fresher on fight night. As both fighters continue to trade confident words ahead of UFC 322, fans are left wondering whether Makhachev's wrestling dominance or Della Maddalena's striking mastery will prevail under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden. The MMA community has been buzzing over Islam Makhachev's incredible body transformation ahead of his highly anticipated fight against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. The reigning lightweight champion, now competing at welterweight, has visibly added significant muscle mass, sparking a wave of reactions from fans and fighters alike. In a recent video clip, Makhachev was seen casually walking after a training session, and his new physique immediately caught everyone's attention. Gone was the lean, compact frame that defined his lightweight run. Instead, he appeared noticeably bulkier and more powerful, reflecting the roughly 15 pounds of muscle he's put on for his jump to the higher division. Fans quickly took to social media to express their astonishment. Many commented that Makhachev looks too strong and muscular to ever return to lightweight, with some joking that he might even be capable of competing at middleweight in the future. Comments poured in, describing his transformation as insane and unrealistic for someone who used to make the 155-pound limit with ease. Others praised his dedication, saying he looks more than ready to dominate the welterweight division and potentially clear out another weight class. Still, alongside the excitement, there were also concerns. Some wondered whether the added muscle might negatively impact his endurance, given the physical demands of carrying extra mass into deep championship rounds. Analysts and fans alike debated how Makhachev's new physique would translate into his performance inside the octagon. Many believe the added strength will make him an even more dangerous grappler, improving his ability to control opponents on the ground and impose his signature wrestling pressure. However, questions remain about whether his cardio will hold up if the fight goes the distance, especially against a high-volume striker like Della Maddalena. Joe Rogan and several MMA commentators speculated about this balance between strength and stamina, pointing out that while Makhachev looks incredibly strong, there's always the risk of fatigue when carrying more muscle than usual. Despite the speculation, most agree that Makhachev looks in phenomenal condition, with a physique that reflects his meticulous preparation for this new challenge. His transformation symbolizes not only physical growth but also mental evolution, as he seeks to prove he can conquer a second weight class. Whether the additional power will enhance his dominance or come with unexpected trade-offs remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Islam Makhachev is entering UFC 322 looking like a man ready to redefine what it means to be a champion. Khabib Nurmagomedov has shared his vision for Islam Makhachev's future following UFC 322, emphasizing that he wants his longtime protégé to remain in the welterweight division. Throughout his career, Makhachev has often been compared to Khabib, not only for their similar fighting styles but also because of the close bond they share. Despite speculation about a potential move back down to lightweight for a superfight against Iliad Topuria, Khabib believes it's in Makhachev's best interest to stay at welterweight. At 34, Khabib understands the challenges of maintaining a single weight class throughout one's career and wants Makhachev to focus on the division where he is in peak shape and fully prepared to make a mark. Khabib envisions a scenario where, if Makhachev dethrones Jack Della Maddalena, he would join an elite group of fighters who have held championships in multiple weight classes. More importantly, Khabib sees Makhachev defending the welterweight belt multiple times, solidifying his status as one of the greatest fighters of all time. For Khabib, this isn't just about winning another title. It's about building a lasting legacy, becoming one of the sport's all-time greats, and leaving an enduring mark on MMA history. Makhachev's next steps could define his career trajectory, and Khabib wants him to maximize the opportunities in front of him. Should Makhachev successfully defeat Della Maddalena, his next opponent is shaping up to be a major showdown with Kamaru Usman, who has openly stated that he expects to face Islam if he wins at UFC 322. This potential matchup features two pound-for-pound stars competing for supremacy in the division, creating enormous excitement within the MMA community. Another possible scenario involves the reigning lightweight champion defending his belt before moving up to challenge Makhachev, setting up a compelling clash between champions from different divisions. Either way, the potential next fight for Islam promises to be a defining moment in his career, with significant implications for the UFC's landscape across multiple weight classes. Khabib's guidance reflects his desire to see Makhachev not only dominate in the welterweight division but also secure a lasting legacy as one of the sport's all-time greats. By focusing on where he is strongest and strategically building his career, Makhachev has the opportunity to cement himself among the elite, making a profound impact on MMA for years to come.